we do have a little bit of Halloween Ends news here today from an unlikely but surprisingly pretty reliable source. And this is actually a background extra who worked on the film and, in fact, worked on the additional photography. In fact, just this weekend. And she actually shared a little bit about her experience working on it on social media yesterday. And her post, we're going to look at it right now, and it's actually got a bit of information, answers a few small questions that some of you have asked specifically about the additional filming. And one question that I think we've all kind of assumed we knew the answer to, but now it seems like we know. So again, in fairness, I don't think any of this is especially spoilery, but it does potentially address a certain character that is going to be, it appears, in Halloween Ends. I don't think it's a big shocker or a spoiler that this character is in it. But if you want to know nothing, now would be the time to press mute, look away, and we're going to talk about what this performer, this background performer, has shared publicly with us, and what that might mean. So let me show you what we're talking about here. We're going to go over here to Instagram, to the account of one Marla Cruz. And Marla has shared some very interesting information with us on Instagram. She goes by the Instagram name Deaf Songbird. She is actually a hearing impaired actress. And she works regularly as a actress and background performer. And she recently worked on a little film that goes by the working title Cave Dweller. You might recognize the words Cave Dweller. That is actually the working title of Halloween Ends. And right there you can see Cave Dweller. Kind of funny how they're writing it there like an old Conan the Barbarian comic book font. The sword going through the cave. David Gordon Green and Roughhouse Pictures having some fun with this. Obviously, not much to that. I mean, we talked about what significance the working title Cave Dweller may or may not have. I'm not going to go into that right now. But there you see, that's Marla Cruz's name. And she is, in fact, on these particular scenes, a background car. That's her 2000 Ford Taurus wagon that apparently was used in filming. There she is backstage in the holding area. All right. Now, I'm going to read you what Marla shares with us in this post. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the details of this. On Sunday, June 26th, she posts on Instagram this imagery and the following. Quote, "That's a wrap again on Cave Dweller and the reshoots. Got home just before 7 this morning after wrapping at 5:30. I think you guys are going to like this movie, Halloween Ends. I had a lovely interaction with Ms. Jamie Lee Curtis, where I told her it was wonderful to be working with her in spoken English and ASL, and she reacted with surprise and thanked me. I also had brief interactions with Mr. Courtney at our last meal break, and Mr. Patton backstage that were nice. It was a pleasure working for Mr. Green again. Hopefully I will see him soon on other projects." And she goes on to say that her favorite thing about working on sets is meeting new people, making new friends, and reuniting with others in background and crew that she's worked with before. So clearly, this was an awesome experience for her, just being a part of this production. She's worked with David Gordon Green and Rough House Pictures before, and it sounds like she had some really meaningful, cool interactions with Jamie Lee Curtis, James Jude Courtney, and according to this post, we know now for a fact, Will Patton. Now, I've not heard for sure anywhere else that Hawkins was absolutely in this movie. I mean, I think we all kind of assumed and took it for granted that sure, Hawkins is going to be in the film. I mean, he survives HK. He's had such a major role in the last two films. Of course, Will Patton is going to reprise Hawkins, but we didn't really see any photos of him from the set. And if you think about it, there's really only been, up until now, 4 people absolutely 100% confirmed to be in this movie officially. And they are Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, Amy Matichak, of course, James Jude Courtney, obviously, and Kyle Richards. And of course Nick Castle, so 5. And there's been some others that we've been able to put together, but they've not been officially announced yet. Nobody else official. And this still isn't official, but now we know Will Patton was on set. And it also answers another question that a lot of you asked when we reported previously on the additional filming going on in Savannah. And a lot of you had asked, well, who's going to be there? Is it just background? Is it all the principal characters? Is it Allison? Is it Laurie? Is it who all's there? Well, we still don't know the answer to all that, but now we know a little bit of the answer. We know for a fact that Jamie and James were both there on the night in question just recently, at least according to how this post sounds. That to what Marla and we're trusting again Marla's words here, but I've stalked her Instagram a little bit, and I feel pretty sure that she's not pulling our leg. She's been on, done this before. This isn't her first time. This isn't her first rodeo, so to speak. She's worked on a few sets before, and this is kind of her thing. So, I kind of trust what she's saying here, and it doesn't sound like she's making this up. And it also lines up with everything that we had heard, that filming was definitely going to be happening overnight. This post was posted on Sunday, which was June 26th. If you'll remember, one of my posts on Halloween Ends, when I gave you some dates of when they were going to be filming, I told you there was going to be overnight shooting the night of June 25th, Saturday, June 25th, overnight into Sunday, June 26th. And here we have Marla confirming once again that, yeah, that definitely happened. Yes, Laurie and Michael, it sounds like, were there shooting, James and Jamie, doing something additional. And it sounds like Hawkins there as well. And again, you can make what you want out of that, but it does answer a few questions. Yes, Jamie and James did come back. Yes, Will Patton is definitely back as Hawkins. It'd be more shocking if he wasn't, but now we know. And again, I mean, you can look at the post, and she says that's a wrap again. She might just mean that that's a wrap on her work, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if she means that that's a wrap on the entire additional photography. But I told you that the latest I had seen anything that I could independently verify with our own HDN reporting was dated up until today, actually, Monday, June 27th. So I don't know. For all we know, they're still doing some stuff, very likely, that doesn't involve background extras. If they are doing other stuff, and that wouldn't surprise me. But this is what this suggests to me, is that what they're doing moving forward is probably going to be largely indoors, maybe even soundstage. But it sounds like they are doing some shooting with Michael, with Laurie, and apparently with Hawkins, all of which, kind of is interesting when you think about the additional photography. You think about that internal screening, no public test screening yet. Um, what are they going to touch up? Jason Blum said there was just a few things they needed to fix. We talked about that last week. And I have no reason to doubt that. I don't think it's anything major, but there you go. You guys wanted to know who was there. Is James there shooting? Is Jamie there shooting? Is Hawkins definitely in Halloween Ends? There we go. Now we have some answers. Thanks to the lovely and awesome Marla Cruz. You rock. Thanks for sharing this information with us. Look forward to seeing you and your 2000 Ford Taurus wagon. It is interesting to note that, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. It's just interesting to note that over on IMDb, for what it's worth, the Halloween Ends page, where there was some fan art that was serving as like a placeholder for the poster for a while, in lacking of any official poster. Well, somebody brought it to my attention today that that's been removed. And it doesn't really mean anything. As you know, anybody with an IMDb Pro account can go into IMDb and they can change anything they want. So anybody could have changed that. The person that brought it to my attention could have changed it, and just to be able to bring it to my attention. On the other hand, there's always the possibility that somebody with the studio went in there and removed it because they're about to unveil the actual poster. Doesn't mean that's what's about to happen. But I don't think it takes a genius to say that the marketing is about to start imminently. It's going to happen any day now. A little bite-size Halloween Ends update for you guys to chew on. As always, let me know what you think about these latest developments, and if you're in the Savannah area and you see any of the productions still happening, of course we'd love to hear from you. I did put our contact page. You can contact us multiple ways, but you can contact us directly at HalloweenDailyNews.com/contact anytime. Fill out the contact sheet. You can remain anonymous if you want, or you can get a shout out on Michael Myers Monday if you want. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if they are wrapping up the shooting. They're not going to tie up Jamie Lee Curtis for very long for this additional photography, and the fact that she was there until the early morning hours of Sunday. Yeah, I don't think she's going to be there very much longer. But again, I'll keep an eye out. If I learn anything else from anywhere about any other details about this additional filming, I will let you know. But you guys let me know what you think about this.